Governor Abbott signed a bill banning Sharia law, the legislation created after a religious rights battle erupted in Collin County. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. Governor Abbott was in North Texas for that bill signing banning residential properties from creating Sharia law compounds. This comes after state Republican leaders raised concerns about a Muslim-centric development plan in Collin County called Epic City. Fox 4 Stephen Dial is there and has more. Stephen.
Clarice, Governor Abbott says that this law was needed, in his words, to prevent discrimination based on religion. As you mentioned, some lawmakers were concerned and passed bills after the East Plano Islamic Center had plans to make a development for people of the Muslim faith in Josephine. Now, while Sharia law is not mentioned in this bill language the governor signed Friday, he says it intends to ban residential property developments like Epic City from creating Sharia law compounds. Abbott said that this law is not targeting Muslims. He says it prevents any housing discrimination on the basis of any religion.
Regardless of which religion it is, people are not going to be able to establish these comprehensive, large-scale developments that limit only people of one religious belief to that area. And you can only buy if you're part of that religion. You can only steal if you're part of that religion. Religious discrimination is in violation of Texas law.
Now, the plan for the development included 1,000 homes, a mosque, and school. The developers for the community say that people from all religions will be welcome. In June, the U.S. Department of Justice closed an investigation into Epic City. Now, there have still been multiple state investigations into this type of development, and it's important to note that the lawyers representing those for this development say that this is what they call racial profiling.
Stephen Dial reporting live. Stephen, thank you.
Let's get over into this next video and let's hear about it. The Muslim community reacts to this.
Governor Abbott traveled to McKinney to sign a new law limiting property developments from excluding residents based on religion. Maria Guerrero has details on the governor's visit and the reaction from the Muslim community.
The ban on Sharia law in Texas is now strengthened.
The ceremonial signing met with cheers in McKinney. Governor Abbott flanked by lawmakers who pushed through HB 4211 in response, they say, to Epic City, a Muslim-centric community planned on the edge of Collin County, accused of housing discrimination.
This law prevents them from creating no-go zones. It prevents them from selling or renting land only to people who follow Islam.
Collin County State Rep Candy Noble co-authored the bill, citing Epic City's own words.
They said, we will limit sales to only persons we believe will contribute to the overall makeup of our community.
All lies, argues Epic City's attorney, Dan Cogdell.
I mean, simply put, Governor Abbott couldn't find the truth with respect to Epic with a CNI dog, a search warrant, and a citing.
It requires disputes to be resolved by Texas law and Texas courts, not Sharia law.
There's no Sharia compounds, as he would call it. He doesn't even know what Sharia is.
The DFW Council on American Islamic Relations also calling out the rhetoric as hurtful and dangerous.
Sharia law would generally be defined as requiring people to comply with either the rules of Sharia, the rules of Islam, the rules of a local mosque.
What are you guys hearing that people are interpreting Sharia law to be?
Sharia is some type of dark, mystic political system that would require everybody to wear burqas, and their sons would be terrorists and so forth and so on. All this propaganda that goes with it.
HB 4211 in place, Epic City's attorney says the project is absolutely moving forward.
And so I would say just encourage the governor to try to pull us together and quit this foolishness, because that's what it is.
In Collin County, Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
Okay. Yep. So I had a question. What exactly was Sharia law? Basically, it's a system of morals and legal guidances for the Muslim, derived from the Quran and the Sunni. It addresses a wide range of life aspects, including faith, family manner, finances, and public conduct, aimed to promote human welfare and a life in accordance with God's will. And interpretations of Sharia varies among different Islamic schools of thought and among Muslim majority countries, leading to diverse applications of these principles in both private and government contexts. So I didn't know that, but this made me think about. You remember the whites only community returning to the land up in, I think it was Arkansas. So I just found a video. Well, not just found it, but we have a video that we can look at.
What's your end game with this community you started? Where do you see this going?
I'd like to see a network of white American communities, communities for people of European descent who decide positively this is worth preserving. You know, if someone's a civic nationalist and they care about the values of America and they don't care about their race, that's okay. But I think in this day and age, with the problems in the wider society, and I don't think it's going to turn around. I think a lot of these things are baked into the cake, and America's going to get worse over time. It's going to get more dangerous. And so if you want to take responsibility, you better have some kind of community. You know, if race is not the thing for you, religion's not the thing for you, find something that defines you and gives you an identity. I'm for identitarian, intentional communities just because the world's going to hell.
Yeah.
You know, so I think all groups should do that. And I think if enough groups do it and actually make those lifestyle changes, because we are where we are because of all of our collective sin and laziness and bad habits and drug use. And it's not just like we had a couple bad presidents. It's not just the Jews. It's not just anybody else. It's us making bad decisions. And to turn that around, we have to change the way we live. And a lot of how you live flows from how your cities are organized, how your kids are educated, stuff that really comes down to how are you forming your communities. And right now, the market decides that. You know, people with money who are trying to make money build these developments. They put all these appealing businesses and big colorful signs all around us, try to make us spend money and care about money. And then we ignore deeper values that are actually foundational. So I think intentional communities are the way to solve that, not building around commerce and profit, but building around identity and values. And if we get a big network, you know, I want to work with Black intentional communities and Jewish intentional communities and other groups who want to do similar things, and then secure our collective rights to do that, and maybe even get the government to help us do that. If you think about it, like our community, we're building our own roads. That's work that the government doesn't have to do for us. We can do a lot of things for ourselves and save the government money. So actually, America could be stronger if it incentivized in some ways communities like ours.
Yeah, old liberal idea. What was that? Do what you can. What did JFK say?
You're gonna butcher the hell out of that. You're gonna butcher the hell out of that.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what your country can do. What you can do for your country.
Right.
Yeah, JFK.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
that's a great principle to live by.
Yeah, so if you have this success with white communities, you was thinking maybe starting Black-only communities that have the same values as your community?
Well, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to start those communities, but I think we should have an association, like a
you could mentor
political action conference or something like that. Some body that spread the best practices for legally organizing private communities like this. It's a place to share knowledge, share legal research, and then ultimately lobby government, just like Israel lobbies government for its interest. I think intentional communities, it's good for the government. It's good for us, culturally speaking. It's a way of healing our broken people, like how many men are committing suicide, how many women are on OnlyFans. There's so many systemic problems in our population in all races. I think this is potentially a political way forward, right? Elon Musk, interestingly, is very big on intentional communities too, more from this like techno-futurist perspective, where they're going to be domed and robots everywhere.
Yeah, you got to be an android to live in this community. Have robot.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
but
some people think he's the Antichrist.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Here's our new giveaway.
Well, What is the difference? That is my question. So you got in Texas, they had the Sharia law or the Sharia law banning that governor. That's not what it's called, but that's what he's saying about it. But the banning to where the Muslims could not start a Muslim only community. But then you got up in Arkansas where the return to the land, where it's a white only European descent community. Yeah, tell me your thoughts, y'all. What is there a difference? It sounds like that he wants this person for the leader of the return to the land. He just said that he would want to work with people who wants to start their own self-identifying community. So black only, Jewish, anything like that. Well, what is the difference? Now, do I think? See, I think my main thing is I think they're limiting themselves. I think when you only stick to one community or you only have one same type of person in the community, you're limiting yourself. I think people of different backgrounds, different races, different creeds, different religions bring different aspects, and that can open your mind to different things. But that is my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. Do you think there's a difference between what Arkansas is doing and what the return to the land and what the Muslim community is doing in North Texas or in Texas? But I just thought as soon as I seen that the what they were talking about with the Muslim community, it made me immediately think back to this when they released this about returns to land. But let me know your thoughts, everybody. Let me know your thoughts. All right, everybody. Remember, this is AC Reviews the Word. Remember to like and subscribe.